Hello, everyone. Today's lesson is on negotiations. My name is Holly, and I will be the trainer for this hour. Um, it's nice to. I hope everybody comes, and just to let you know, I'm in Idaho, where it is 1 a.m. Germany, Spain, France, Italy, it is 9 a.m. Ukraine, Poland, Finland, it is 10 a.m. Moscow, it's 11 a.m. And then Japan and Korea, it would be probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and China would be an hour before that. So I'm getting times down. It's in the middle of the night in South America. Hi, Cornell. How are you?
Hi, well, Holly. It's okay. It is
Yeah.
it is Saturday.
Yeah. Saturdays are always nice.
Yeah, Saturday morning, and in USA, midnight or
Yeah. 1
1
1 a.m.
1 a.m. in Saturday on
Yeah.
Saturday.
It's
Yeah,
midnight. It's midnight in California.
yeah,
1 here in the mountain region where I'm at. 2 a.m. in the Midwest, and 3 a.m. on the East Coast.
yeah.
So
I can see another background
yeah,
around you.
yeah. Well, I'm sitting in my recliner. You know the
Mm,
recliner, and I'm using my new computer,
yeah.
and the new computer doesn't have the correct cords to
Mm,
connect to my external monitor. So
mm.
I thought, well, I'll just sit on my lap and be comfortable. So
Yeah, but what's happened the previous one?
um, well, the monitor is fine. The other computer has. Have you ever heard of the blue screen of death?
Mm.
And it's where the computer keeps stopping, and puts this blue screen up on the top of the screen and says your computer is not operating correct, and it stops, and then you have to keep turning it on. And so it got the blue screen yesterday again.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had bought a new computer, so I thought, well, let's try the new computer. So I will eventually have it set up where it's with a second monitor as well, and I'll probably not be sitting here. But then again, I might move this this little chair close to my desk because it's comfortable. So yeah. So are you sitting at a desk, or are you sitting with your laptop?
No desk. I have a personal computer. Yeah,
Okay.
my wife has a laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Jesus. How are you today?
Hi, teacher.
Yeah.
I'm
Are you
fine, thank you.
great? Where are you from, Jesus?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. All right. Well, welcome. Are you new to Verbling or just new to my classes?
New to your class.
Okay, excellent. Well,
I,
welcome.
I'm I'm really beginner,
Okay.
but I try with this class.
Okay. If it's too difficult, in my classes, as long as you speak English, and if you say, I'm sorry, it's too difficult, or I'm sorry, I don't understand, or I'm sorry, I don't know, totally fine. And
Okay,
if you answer that way, if you say I don't know, or I'm sorry, or then I'll go to ask somebody else. No problem. So
okay, thank you.
that way you can listen. You probably will do better than you think you will. So
Mhm.
let's hope. So yeah, yeah. If I figure you guys you need to learn to explain to people that you do not understand, right? Because if you are in a business meeting or a negotiation and you don't understand, you need to tell them. So
Okay,
yeah, all right, cool. All right. So Yeah, in Spain, is it 9 a.m. right now?
Yes, 9 a.m.
Okay. And in Hungary, is it 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.?
9
It's 9.
a.m.
Okay. Okay. And so Hungary is right on the border, though, right? Between the other time zone?
No.
No. Okay. It's not. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to screen share the lesson. Have you all had a chance to look at the material? You can press on the link on the side on the Verbling chat and open the link, and I will screen share as well. First thing I'm going to
The link is
Out of the order. There is some problem with the link.
Oh, I think I know what happened. Let me get it again. I think when I cut and pasted it, I actually accidentally added a number. Let me try it again. I did. That one will work. The one I just did.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay. All right. Well, the first thing I want to ask you guys is, in what ways do you negotiate? In what ways do you negotiate?
Negotiate is a consult or discuss each other about crucial topic or subject or business or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of it is a discussion. Yeah, let's see. First of all, what is negotiation? Let's start with that question. What is negotiation? Okay, it's a discussion where two people are
Or more.
what?
Two people or more.
Two people or more, yes. Two people or more are what would you say, Cornell? Can you finish the sentence?
Two people or more people are discussing and consulting their business
Okay.
and
Well,
business connection and business relationship uh,
okay.
between two companies or,
Okay.
or, or, or their companies.
Okay. And so it's a discussion, so we can't say a discussion where two people are discussing. Maybe two people are deciding the what how they will do things.
Yeah.
Okay. It makes it yeah, so it can be between business partners, businesses, families, husbands and wives, friends, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Etc.
Yeah.
We mainly think of negotiations dealing with business.
Yeah.
So today, that's basically what we will do. Is we will practice phrases we can use in business, but some of the phrases we will actually use we can use in our personal lives as well. Okay. So, in what ways do you negotiate? Jesus, can you think of what are some ways that you negotiate every day?
When I need a service or anything, and this costs a price.
When I need a service? Yeah. Okay, good. When I need actually, well, let's say this: when we need service, we discuss a price. Perfect. And how about you, Cornell?
Yeah.
How about what
So,
ways do you negotiate every day?
okay, I meet our suppliers, and I have to negotiate. I have to negotiate with them concerning lead time, price, and capacity, and quality. So it is not easy to to make a good decision.
Hmm.
Concerning choosing the best supplier.
Hmm. Okay. Is it easier to negotiate in English or in your native language?
In my opinion, and from my side, it is easier to negotiate in Hungarian language, because my
Hmm.
English must be improved, focusing on business language.
Okay. Okay. So it's easier to negotiate in your native language.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That was kind of a stupid question because, of course, and what I really meant was, is it easier to negotiate with non-native speakers of
Yeah.
English?
Yeah, of course, due to pronunciation.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
of course. Yeah,
Or
and
native speakers.
there are some difference between US person and
Huh?
an English person.
Okay. Um, what are the
Yeah,
differences?
because listening is very hard from US person, and pronunciation is also uh, very hard to understand the sentence.
So Americans are difficult to understand.
Yeah,
Okay, they're more difficult than British,
yeah,
which makes sense. If Ake were here from Japan, he would say Americans are easier than British, and the reason is because of who the teachers you had when you were younger.
yeah.
The Americans, British were in Europe, Americans were in Asia. So okay. Um, so what do you think, Jose? Is it easier to negotiate with non-native speakers of English or native speakers of English? Jesus?
Yes. I don't negotiate with anything in anyone in English, but I
Okay.
think with non-native speaker is more easy, maybe
Okay.
for me.
So for you, so you agree with Cornell. He says that non-native speakers are easier.
Yes.
How about what he said that Americans are more difficult to understand? Do you agree with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, that is the case. So, and
But
then,
but practicing is a
mhm,
key factor to improve our English.
yeah. Well, and it's also one thing that many in the U.S. we have a lot of different, what do you say it? We have different dialects,
And slang.
and then there's slang. And so if you talk to somebody from the South, if you have a teacher, for example, from the South, or you're negotiating from somebody from Florida or Tennessee or Texas, they speak very different than someone from Idaho or Oregon or Washington. So, and someone from Boston speaks very different.
So there are different dialect
Different dialects.
in USA.
No, I wouldn't say dialect, not a different dialect, but a different accent.
Yeah,
Yeah, dialect is slightly different. I think if a linguist heard me say it would a dialect, they would call me and say Holly. So, but yeah, different accent.
Yeah, the dialect comes from, for example, from the country.
Yeah. So in British English is a dialect, American English, Canadian English, that's a dialect. So, but the accents, American, and also England has a lot of accents as well. So, but they, I had a colleague who was from Southern England, and she had a very strong accent. And she told me that she went to accent reduction class so that she could teach English. So they teach it's called RP, received pronunciation. So and so they basically teach the same pronunciation.
Yeah, I absolutely
in British English.
confirm your opinion, because when I was in Belfast, in North Ireland, I was very difficult to understand the shop assistant when I bought a jacket.
Yeah, but the Irish English teachers that you know are easier to understand, probably. Yeah, I have a difficult time with Scottish, a little bit with Irish, and certain accents. I also Australian. Sometimes I have problems with that. It depends on the person, though. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the worksheet now. Bear with me. I'm going to stop screen sharing that. And let's start screen sharing another thing. So bear with me a moment. Yes, Paolo, that's what we were just saying. That Scottish is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you able to see? What are you able to see right now?
On the screen, your picture,
Okay.
and Hungarian point.
Okay. So tell me when you get. Can you tell me when you can see the PDF?
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I have already opened it.
Okay. Okay, so you have it open? Okay. All right. Bear with me a moment. All right, so let's go through the exercises in here.
Yeah, Holly, your previous computer was better than actual one.
It's better than this one, yeah. I think it was actually the fact that I had an external monitor, where with this one I'm trying to use the same screen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do these discussions. Cornell, could you read? Could you be A? And Jesus, could you be B? Do you see it on screen?
I think Jesus
Jesus?
might go out, might
Jesus?
go away.
Has he gone away?
Yeah.
Jesus, are you there? Oh, I have to go. I have go a moment. Okay, he's leaving. Okay, then how about you and I do it? So, okay, so are you looking at your own PDF?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we do it that way instead of me trying to write it on there. Okay, so dialogue 1. Can you go? You read A and I will read B.
Yeah. Okay. Our standard price is $50 per unit.
Fine. Can you deliver within 30 days?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, excellent. Now, in your experience, since you are a buyer,
Yeah.
is this a typical dialogue for you?
Yeah, there is a standard price and reasonable price and agreed price. So it agreed price, it depends on volume and purchase the volume annually. So we have annually volume to purchase something. We get a better price than standard price.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, what is that called? If you have a high volume and you get a better price than the standard price.
Sorry?
What is that called in English? Do you know what the name is if you have a high volume and you get the better price than the standard price? Do you know what that is called?
No.
Okay, I'm going to write it on the Verbling chat. It's called a volume discount. Oh, Jesus didn't leave. He left for a second, the computer, and then he's back. Okay, welcome back, Jesus. Or is it Jesus or Jesus?
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay. I all of a sudden I realized I'm saying your name wrong. So Cornell, a volume discount is when you are able to give a discount for a higher amount of volume. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the second dialogue. Bear with me a moment. Let's go to dialogue 2. Jesus, would you read A, and Cornell, could you read B? Jesus. Jesus, could you read A, and Cornell, could you read B?
Okay. We would like to order 1,000 units.
I'm afraid that is too low. Our minimum order is 2,000.
Okay, we will be prepared to order 2,000 if you give us a small discount.
Perfect.
We could offer you $2.5 per unit. How does that sound?
Okay, and instead of 2.5, well, yeah, $2.5 per unit, yeah. Exactly. Okay. Dialogue 3. Can you continue?
Yes. What are you delivery time?
20 days after delivery.
That is too strict for us. Other suppliers have offered us 30 days. Can you be more flexible?
Okay, you can have 30 days.
Okay, and then dialogue 4.
What is your standard terms of payment?
About 3 weeks.
That's quite long. We will need about 2 weeks.
I am afraid it's too short for us.
Okay, so what is your standard terms of payment? Is how we say it, payment. Okay. Now, question for you. For Cornell, do you work with terms of payment?
Of course,
Okay.
terms of payment is another important factor between among choosing the best supplier.
Okay.
Our standard terms of payment is 30 days, but more like 60 or 90 days would be acceptable from my side.
Okay, so
but it is difficult to negotiate 30 or 90 days with the suppliers. We should more volume annually.
Okay. So do you negotiate that then annually with each supplier?
Of course, but it depends on the project and our needs for production.
Okay.
So it is very dangerous if there is many spares and commodities and oils on the stock, because their price is very high concerning inventory.
Okay. Okay. All right. And Jesus, do you work with what is your job? What do you do?
Computer engineer.
Do you negotiate with suppliers or companies like Cornell does?
No, I don't.
Okay. And okay, you don't either, do you?
Yes, no, neither do I.
No. Okay. Okay. So this is more what Cornell does actually on a daily basis and so forth. Okay. All right. Let's. Oh, okay. It says listen to check your answers, but I've already told you the answers. So the next thing is, can you think of any other aspects of a product or service that might be discussed during a negotiation? Can any of you guys think of anything else?
Capacity.
Capacity. Okay, when you say capacity, what do you mean by that?
Capacity means that the suppliers cannot produce the volume, and we have to check it on the audit, supplier audit.
Okay.
So the question is, supplier are able to produce appropriate and agreed volume for customers or not.
Okay. All right. Some other ones also could be, if you agree with me, financial penalties.
Sorry?
Do you ever discuss financial penalties? Do you understand?
Yeah,
I'll type.
Penalties. Which aspects?
Penalties.
Yeah, penalties. I know, but yeah, from suppliers or from customers. Or both.
Probably from both.
Yeah.
From both. It depends on the negotiation, of course. But if they don't pay, or if you don't pay,
Yeah, I think financial penalties, it depends on
Mhm.
situation between two companies, because
Mhm.
suppliers uh, need the goods as soon as possible. So
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is it is a hard way to stop the delivery to customers because of lacking payment.
Mhm.
So I think negotiation is important to have between two companies
Mhm.
due to lacking payment.
Mhm. Do you agree, Ake?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna look at the different types of negotiations, called negotiation positions. So now negotiations involve several strategies. Let's match the following expressions um, with their definitions, with their correct definition. So we have make a concession, reach an agreement, accept a proposal, reject a proposal, or reach a compromise. Okay. Jesus, could you read letter A on the other side?
Yes. Make a concession.
Oh, that's the,
No, okay. The letter I.
yeah.
To agree a suggestion.
So agree to a suggestion. Okay, so everyone, what is to agree to a suggestion? Which one would that be? What would A be? Any
Accept
idea?
a proposal.
Yep, that is correct. Accept a proposal. Perfect. It's actually working for me. Yay! Okay, okay. Can you read B?
Okay. To allow the other side to have something they want in order to end a disagreement. I think it's 5, reach a compromise.
No.
No?
Compromise.
Mm,
Compromise is when both sides make
mm,
changes.
The last one, I think the fifth one, reach a compromise.
No.
The one, make a concession.
Yeah, it's to make a concession. Exactly. So this is when to make a concession is let's think of with your wives or your girlfriends. They want to go to a fancy restaurant. You want to go to uh, somewhere very informal, right? So you make a concession and you agree to go to a fancy restaurant if they will go hiking the next day. So I'm not very good at that. Thinking of that kind of thing. But make a concession is when you just concede to something that they want. Hello, is everyone there?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, next one. Cornell, could you read C?
Yeah. To arrive at a position that both sides accept, reach an agreement.
Yes. Reach an agreement. Okay. And D, to arrive at a position where both sides reduce their demands in order to agree.
5. Reach a
Yes.
compromise.
Perfect. I thought you were just a beginner. You're doing very good.
Thank you.
So to refuse to agree to a suggestion then would be reject a proposal. To reject a proposal. Okay. Now let's go back to the negotiations in exercise 1, and let's see what each one of these would be. Okay. So dialogue number 1. What are they doing in here? Are they reaching an agreement, accepting of a proposal, coming to a concession, making a concession?
Reaching agreement.
Okay, so they're reaching an agreement. What else? Any others?
First, I make a concession.
No,
Or
they haven't.
Or accept a proposal.
Or accept a proposal, yeah. Okay, number 2, what are they doing there? Any suggestions on that one?
Making a concession.
Okay, yes, they do make a concession.
And the last one, reach a compromise.
And what else? I think the first one they do is she rejects.
Accept the proposal.
Yeah.
Is also right.
And make a concession and then reach a compromise.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dialogue number 3. What do they do here?
Reach an agreement. Canceling delivery time.
Well, what are your yeah, that's what they've done. They've made a concession. They reject the proposal, and then they make a concession. They haven't reached an agreement, really. Well, I guess you have, but it's an agreement with a concession. So they've made it a concession. Okay. Dialogue number 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Reject proposal.
Yeah, they've definitely rejected here. Okay. Cornell, you had a question about the dialogue 3?
No.
Okay.
I forgot it.
Okay. Okay. We've already forgotten. Okay. Let's go now to the talking point right here. So I'm going to make it bigger. Okay. So, do you have a personal style of negotiating? Describe it.
Yeah, of course, it is very important to have a personal style of negotiating. I am determined and I must represent our company needs and strategy and policy in front of our suppliers.
Okay.
And,
so what is?
And
is there?
I have to achieve our company goals regarding each aspect, like delivery time, price, capacity, and something like that.
Okay. All right. And Jesus, do you have a personal style of negotiating?
I think I'm before of a negotiation, I look for others' price, and then I try to lower the price. I don't know how I can.
So you
pick.
So you when you negotiate, you look. Well, this is what we can say. You can say, when I negotiate, I look at the bottom line. I look let's see. I'm ready. I look at the bottom line. Let's see, which is the price. Oh, that's good. Okay, so you look at the bottom line. Okay, how about you, Ake? What is your personal style of negotiating?
Maybe it's different if I up to my position. If I'm a consumer,
Uh-huh.
maybe I check the price beforehand or service beforehand, and
Uh-huh.
I use it in my negotiation. And
Mm-hmm.
if I am a worker, I have to follow the company's order or kind of norm or something like that. So
Okay.
it's less freedom. But if I negotiate something by myself privately as a customer, maybe, yeah, I try to do a kind of a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
This this strategy cannot work. Maybe I will use another strategy. And,
Okay.
yeah, and maybe I will decide which is what is the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so you look at the bottom line too. I think
Mhm.
I think as consumers we always look at the bottom line, and then Cornell probably as a buyer he looks at the bottom line too, don't you? Cornell,
Yeah.
do you look at the bottom line as a buyer?
Uh, I don't understand the
Bottom line is the price,
price.
the last price, the final price.
Final price. Yeah. And what was the question?
Well, Ake was saying that as a consumer, he
Yeah.
looks at the bottom line. That's probably his, and I said that probably even as a buyer, you look at the bottom line.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and I don't even know my personal style of negotiating. For me, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I try to
Sorry, Holly. It is not a good way
negotiate.
that your negotiate skills depends on your mood.
I know.
It is not a good way concerning your salary demand and your salary negotiating with your forthcoming employer. So
I agree. I totally agree. So,
you must be determined, and
uh,
yeah.
I think I think when it comes to salary, I'm very agreeable, and I'm not very. I think it's better for other people to negotiate for me than for me to negotiate. So, I can't say that I'm very very good at negotiation. It seems, what do you guys think? Do you think men are better at negotiating than women?
It is a good question, but
It's a can of worms.
if if a woman uh, discuss a man, I think it is a advantage
hmm
for a woman because because uh, because the woman attribute or look liking or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it would be a advantage
Advantage for the woman.
yeah, for woman.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think, Ake? Do you think there is a difference between the sexes when it comes to negotiating?
I'm not sure. Um, it's up to the character of the person, not the genders, I guess. But
Okay.
in my impression,
Okay. Um,
because it is easy to characterize the men and these two types, but
mhm.
it sounds too stereotypical to me.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Jesus? Do you think there's a difference between the way men and women negotiate? And are men better negotiators? Jesus?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I will repeat it. Who is better at negotiating, men or women?
I think no, they are not different. Maybe.
Okay. Okay, that is what Ake said too, and Cornell actually too. The reason I ask is why do women always make less money? Not always, but many times, that when they negotiate salary, men always get more money than women.
Actually, kind of negotiation sometimes is based on the kind of how can I say their power kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe still woman has less power in the society.
Yeah.
I think that's related.
Yeah, I know that when I was teaching in Finland, we had an older man who teaching there too. His name was Paul, and he was a good teacher. He was he at the time he was in his 50s, so now he's in his 60s, but he was able to negotiate a much higher salary than me. And we wondered if just men are better negotiators, or if it was just him. So, all right, let's go to the second question. Is negotiating tough in your line of business? What typical difficulties do you encounter? Cornell.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah. I agree in the second question.
Mm-hmm.
Business negotiation is always hard to achieve our goals, but it depends on background information and the background details of the subject. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and previous consulting and discussing with the suppliers or other clients or customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And Jesus, how about you? Is negotiating tough in your line of business? What typical difficulties do you encounter?
I don't have to negotiate in my line of business.
Okay.
My boss is trading is he's I don't know how I can.
My boss negotiates on our behalf, maybe.
Yes.
So you can say my boss there's several ways you can say it. Negotiates on our behalf, or my boss does the negotiations for our department.
Yes.
So those are two possible ways you can say it. Okay. Okay. How about in your line of business?
The question number 2.
2, yeah.
Okay. Actually, it's up to the kind of the negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's very difficult to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
So and if it's up to like you said, it's up to my mood or my motivation. If I have a strong motivation for the negotiation, I come to be very persistent. I use a lot of different technique to negotiate it. But if I don't have not so much interest or motivation, so okay, I just compromise. Okay.
They make concessions all the time. So.
Right.
Okay, let's go to number 3. Jesus, could you start with this one? Do different nationalities have different negotiation styles?
Um, yes. Mm, the the nationalities, the Asian or Muslim nationalities.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So we
how is he regatear? Mm, dribbling your his price,
uh-huh.
I think, and in other nationalities the price never change.
Okay, never changes. Well, sometimes you said especially um, the Middle Eastern countries will change their prices.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Um, okay, what do you know about this? So do different nationalities have different negotiation styles?
Kind of, maybe nationality or culture, a
Mm-hmm.
culture and society, and maybe society,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, somewhat different. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe negotiation style could be somewhat different. And
Mm-hmm.
here most of the stuff are stiff price.
Mm-hmm.
So I rarely negotiate the price in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm not good at it. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe your mood doesn't hit. So yeah, Cornell, how about what's your knowledge of this topic about different nationalities?
Yeah, there are many negotiation styles among different nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
For example, uh, the negotiation style is different in Japan, like in US and in Europe, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
was
my short answer is yes.
yes. Okay. I I actually was watching a BBC was a BBC program probably about 7 or 8, maybe 10 years ago, and they explained that there are countries that are considered called the silent cultures, and they said that in negotiations, the silent cultures usually have the upper hand. An upper hand means it's easier for them to win. They have they see the upper hand anyway. The if they it's the because they have the upper hand, the other cultures will concede to them or make concessions to them. And the silent cultures are actually Finland, um, China, Korea, and Japan. And these countries are what they say is they are comfortable with silence. And so during a negotiation, the Finns, the Chinese, the Koreans, and Japanese will sit in silence, and they will make the Spanish or the Hungarians or the Americans or the Mexicans nervous. And then the Americans, for example, will make concessions because of the silence. Have you guys heard this? Did you understand?
yeah, I heard American feel very uncomfortable even the 30-second silence. Is it
Yep,
true?
it's true.
Oh,
It's very
I
true.
see.
Yeah. Have you heard that, Cornell?
Yes.
Yeah. I found it very interesting. And that and the BBC documentary actually explained that one of the reasons that the country of Finland is doing so well in Asia is for that very reason, because they are the only European country that is comfortable with silence. So, is Hungary comfortable with silence?
Yeah.
That you are? Okay. So you didn't make it in that BBC show, but I was thinking Finnish and Hungarian are very close. You know, are Spaniards comfortable with silence, Jesus? Jesus?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah. Do people in Spain feel comfortable if there is silence?
I don't understand the
Okay.
question.
No worries that you spoke English. In the U.S. and in many countries, I think Spain is similar. When people are silent, we feel, and in a group of people, we feel uncomfortable. We feel uneasy. Where Japanese feel very comfortable in silence. They have no problem being in a room with 5 people and no one speaking. Is that correct, Ake?
No,
Okay.
it's just the situation. If it is a party, it's strange, but
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
yeah, we tend to be more silent than
Yeah.
probably Americans. Yeah.
Yeah. In
right,
in Finland, the buses are silent.
Yeah, many people here in the bath, they listen to the MP3 player, reading book or sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about in Spain? Are people silent in Spain?
Silent?
Silent. They don't talk. Are they?
No, in Spain talk a lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But apparently Finland, China, Korea, and Japan.
Yeah,
So-
silent is not typical in South Europe.
Do you see what
Yeah.
Paolo just
In-
wrote?
In Spain and in Italy and Greece.
Paolo just wrote on the Verbling chat, Italians are comfortable with confusion during the negotiations. So, where I think some nationalities would be very frustrated with confusion. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go to the next one. How important is it to be open and honest during negotiations? So, Aka, what do you say?
Kind of, how can I say? Yeah, openness and honesty is important, but sometimes people pretend to be open or honest in negotiation.
And they're not really.
Yeah, probably.
And people have to be tricky during the negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
Tricky. I think it is very important.
What do you mean by tricky?
Tricky. People have to be more how to say in English, more tricky and
I'm not sure. I'm not sure tricky is the right one, but flexible.
Tricky. You can see it on the chat box.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking there's another word that might be better. Sly might be better. But these are negative. The words I'm thinking are negative, and tricky is negative too. But there's another word that is. The other word I'm thinking is underhanded, but that's a negative word as well. Okay, but yeah, they have to really.
How about strategical?
Strategical. Well, they have to. They should have strategy depending on the negotiation. I think even husband and wives might have strategy. But anyway, thank you very much for your time and attention. Jesus, even though you said you were a beginner, you did very well.
Thank you.
Good, well done. And thank you very much, Cornell and Aka, and I hope to see you all in another class when you have the time. And thank you, and have a wonderful day. I'll be here for a few more hours, and then I'm heading to bed. But okay, take care. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you so much. Bye bye.